Hi everyone, I've got this here, which is pretty cool. It's the Trek Rail, the new 2025 one. Leonardo's making my coffee.
Good coffee.
So we're going to do a weigh-in a minute, but for the moment, what is this bike? This is a medium size. 29er on the front, 27.5 on the back. So they've gone full mullet, which is pretty cool. I like the look of it. It looks really good, actually. Geometry looks different, actually, and we're going to talk about that. The most important thing is the coffee. The old rail came out in about 2019 and 2020. Was one of the best bikes on the market for all mountain enduro. So it's interesting to see now what they've done with this, and there has been some changes with the geometry. So this is a medium size, and this has got a 450, although the large size, which is what I would be riding, because this is a bit too small when I sit on it, it is a 490, so 49 centimeters. And the reach, though, is measured from the pivot of the, from the center axle of the motor. This has been moved forward to 77.5, so you feel a bit closer to the bar when you're pedaling. But when you're going downhill, because of that rear longer reach, which is measured from the axle, you still have that room up front, and that's something to remember. The first bike I noticed that on was the Canyon Strive On. 160mm travel on the rear, 170 on the front. That's a robust, strong fork. Something else worth noticing, it's got included mudguards. These bikes come standard with mudguards, or fenders if you're American. Now it comes with the Bosch motor, the CX, new motor, which is much easier to service and remove. Leonardo, can you demonstrate removing the battery for me? By the way, this video is not sponsored by Trek, it's sponsored by Liat. The battery now no longer comes in from the side, it comes in from the bottom. And I'm so happy, they got rid of the key. Now you have to use
just a 6mm
and there's also a security bolt, you can tighten it on. But here we go, the battery pops out like that, and that's a Bosch 800 watt hour battery. It's got the new cell type in it, so it's very dense energy-wise. Weight-wise, pretty heavy, but if you really wanted to, you could fit a 600 in it and save a kilo. But you can also use the Power More adapter, which means you can run this bike with 1,000 watts, which is kind of ridiculous, let's be honest. It's got 250 watt power. That's probably going to change kicks out a 600 watt peak, and basically it is really smooth. You'll see, I've been riding this motor so many times recently. I've just done more riding on it on the Jan Squared. It's so smooth, it's really good, and it takes you right up to that speed limit. Clean power and torque capabilities, especially on steep, slippery climbs. You find yourself, you've got better traction on the rear. Now this version here has a blanking plate, so you can upgrade to a bigger screen, or maybe there's a better screen coming at some point. It looks like it, doesn't it? Because this is a Bosch bike. And look, it's got a big hole for a Bosch screen. I'm sure that's coming this year. So let's talk about the geometry. So what can you do with this that you couldn't do with the other bike? Well, you've got headset cups on it, so you can kick out the rake to 63.5. It's currently set at 64.5. You've also got the ability with the flip chips to drop or lower the button brackets. If you switch them as they are now, you can raise it so the head angle changes to 65. So you've got a lot of possibilities there to change that geometry however you like it. So I am pretty impressed with that. That is a very flexible design. Now I always loved the previous version. It was very stable at speed. It was one of my favorite bikes. And I rode a couple of versions. I rode the aluminium version, and I also rode the carbon top of the range version. Now let's talk about the price, obviously very important. It's 6,659 euros. Tell me about the suspension.
Good morning, everyone.
Okay. What's the suspension? We've got a Debonair, no?
Yes, that's the Super Deluxe Select Plus, and that's the same thing with the fork.
So it's Select Plus fork.
Select Plus fork. So
Select Plus fork.
It's not the top one, so it's not the Ultimate, but it has the Charger 3 cartridge. So it's the top end cartridge. It doesn't have the buttercups on the bottom. So that's the only thing that you will have on difference on this side, and you can upgrade it like easily. It's like
you can swap the cartridge out if you want.
You don't need to swap the cartridge. You just need to buy the buttercups to put it on the bottom of the fork, and it will be 80-ish euros, and it will have a Ultimate fork.
Oh,
so that's really good.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Super Deluxe on the back, the Select Plus, so it doesn't have the adjusters of the low speed compression, but it has a lockout and rebounds, and it's just like the classic, really functional RockShox.
Right, we'll come back to Leonardo in a minute because we're going to do a weigh-in of this. They've gone for a sort of style has improved, I think. They've gone for a skin wool colour tyre. We've got the Brevard Pro tyres on there from Bontrager. We've got Bontrager line wheels, all for £6 grand, £6.5 grand. That's pretty good. And this, to me, knowing how the old one rode, and I can't test this today yet, I know this thing is going to be super competitive and one of the most important bikes on the market from a sort of quality brand point of view, giving probably one of the best, smoothest, most generally appreciated rides out there. Another thing I've noticed, which is very cool, look, no headset cable routing. Well done, Trek. You'll see in my video that I did previously a few weeks ago, removing the motor as well, much easier than with the previous Bosch version. This one drops out in literally seconds. You loosen the bolts, boom. So serviceability, very easy. We have a Bontrager telescopic seat post. We've got the Bontrager bar and stem. No flex in this, like the Amflo. And we've also got the DB8 SRAM brakes. Easily upgrade those if you want to in the future. Drivetrain componentry. This one comes with a Shimano XT system. So the tyres, obviously they look like classic high roll and tread pattern, to be honest, or I've seen this tread pattern on many other tyres. Also, I'm looking here, we've got a mini remote from Bosch. I forgot to mention that. Anyway, so definite improvements here. I'm glad to see a better battery system on it. I'm really happy to see no key, because I lost the key on the Trek so many times, I have to say. Quality aluminium frame. I don't think there's much to dislike about this bike. I really am excited to get one of these on the trail. I am sure it's going to probably be one of my favorite bikes of 2025. Okay, so here we are in front of the weigh-in, and it's the medium size. We've got the pedals off. It's an aluminium, 800 watt hour battery in there. So I'm expecting a weight of around 24 kilos or something like that, maybe 23, I don't know, we'll find out. But this kind of price range, and I'm expecting a reasonable weight. So what have we got? 24 points, okay, it's 24.25. Without pedals, that's the medium size. So with the at large, we're probably going to be a couple of 100 grams extra on the frame there, maybe a bit more. But basically, you've got a really competitive weight for the price, for the quality of the bike. The advantage of the Bosch system is that reliability, serviceability, and also excellent support in the background. I would expect this bike also to be the type of bike you could buy, and it'll probably last you 10 years without any worries at all. There is, don't forget, probably something happening in the future with a few upgrades on the motor, so don't forget to think about that later on. Great, okay, cool. Right, thanks Leonardo.
Thank you.
And we will see you on the next video, because I think that's about enough for this, okay? Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.